Good morning, guys. Today we're going to do the video I started to do last week, but we got sidetracked. I want to go back and look at Reversed Messages from the Dead, Part 2. And we're going to use our McWilliams murder series. We're going to open up the second video. We did 10 in that series. We went over every detail. We got messages throughout all those videos that made sense and were contextual to the murder. You know, names of participants, names of detectives, victims, places, all things that were pertinent, okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to take those clips that we received and we're going to reverse them and see if there are other messages. When we did this in the first video, I was blown away. We still got messages and words that made sense, and to me, didn't even sound like what the original clips were. If you reversed them and tried to sound them out backwards, you would think, oh, it's going to sound something like this. Some of the sentences and words we got didn't sound anything like they should. That's what I thought, anyway. And they were still words and sentences. They were still words and sentences that made sense in relation to our murder case. So let's jump in and start the second video. Okay, so I'm going to suggest that you guys go back and watch this video before you delve into this one. Okay, go back and watch the original Paranormal Files, An Unfinished Tale of Murder, Part 2, because that will refresh your memory on all of the players' names, the lead up, why I was doing what I was doing. Okay, great video series that we did. We got amazing answers. What I'm going to insert into this video are just the responses, the actual Spirit Box session portion. And luckily in this first video, I think all of the writing that we did in the first video was in white. So we'll play those clips first. I'll play that full segment first. Then I'm going to reverse it and I'll put the new text in pink or some flashy color so that you'll see any new words or sentences that we see when it's reversed, okay? So anyway, without me saying anything else, I'm just going to ask each of the spirits to tell us your name and that you're here and present. Oh my friggin' God. Guys, I'm telling you, this is giving me full body shivers. I cannot describe to you guys, when I'm listening to this and figuring this out, the feelings that are going through me. This is friggin' crazy. Wally's cleaning the floors behind me, so if you guys hear this downstairs, that's what's going on, but I'm not gonna stop him. But man, the responses I'm getting on this video are too freaking crazy to wait. I wanna talk about it right now, even though he's doing his job. First of all, I want to say, guys, that this, to me, seems more important than the original casework that we did, okay? Full body shivers here. I can't describe the feeling right now, guys. I'm so excited. There is no way, astronomical odds against this thing saying the things that it says. And I'm going to break them down with you guys because we have to remove the app completely out of this equation at this point because the app was never created to be played in reverse. And I will tell you right now, the engineers of that app would not have made it to give you sentences and information in both directions. There is no way. So anyone out there calling fake, crying fake, if you hear what I'm hearing, and I mean I have listened to it again and again and again and verified, these are the words I'm hearing. And this is so important. It tells an entire story. There is a word or a sentence for each one of these words and sentences that we got forward in reverse. And it starts off by them saying, thanks, did it. Okay? We did a 10-part series on a 45-year-old murder mystery that nobody gave a damn about anymore, okay? 69. So how many years ago was that? Nobody knew about it or cared about it. And it was like I was driven to do that for these guys, and I still am, and we're going to get to that because they give us more information. Let's break this down. First of all, it says, thanks, did it. Then the next word I heard was Carol. What are the odds that this app is going to say a name of the murder victim of the murder that we're talking about in reverse? Pretty darn slim, okay? Then there was a word in between the next word that I couldn't make out. The next word, guess what it was? It was our second murder victim's name, Jack. Now, if you say, I don't hear Carol, you will definitely hear Jack because it is as clear as can be. And when you've got a great set of high fidelity earphones like I do, I hear Carol. The word in between. 15 minutes went by. I analyzed the rest of this session. Then I went back and played it one more time just to see, can I catch anything I missed? And immediately the word jumped out to me, and it was loved. Carol loved Jack. Well, Carol did love Jack. That was her brother-in-law. This was part of the whole mystery, and they lived together. They died together. Carol loved Jack. Then we go on from there. It says stop. Then it says my name. Okay, right there, guys. What are the odds that the three names they give us at the intro of this session are the two murder victims and the guy investigating the murder? There is no way that this is made up. I can't make this stuff up, guys. I'm so freaking excited. Oh, it gets better. Then it goes on to say, wait for you. Okay, and I kind of understand why they're waiting for me because we put this murder mystery on hold. And I told you guys in the spring, we're going to go back and do two things. And they're going to talk about it. We're going to go to the murder site and I want to metal detect. I want to see if there's anything left, any clues. They never did find the guns. Okay, so that's on our to-do list. I also want to go see the bodies. We hunted down where Jack and Carol were buried. And they talk about it. So now, the next thing they say in these clips is, we were drowning. And then it says drowning. Both of these victims were shot in the head, but were they dead when they were dumped in the river? Because that's where they ended up, in the river. Then it says, showing these gentlemen in. Then it says money, listen somebody, report a body, night. Guess what? It happened at night. It was reported at night. Help you stay up. Go see the body. Gary. Like, I'm telling you guys, this is crazy. And then this one blows my mind as well because we know Donald Kelly, or in my opinion, Donald Kelly did not commit this murder himself. Maybe he didn't even do it. We did a whole video on Donald Kelly, and the conclusion I came to was he didn't even do it. I don't think he even did it. I think Ian did it. Okay? The next section they talk about here says, his jury, they failed him. Come on. They're like, somebody's talking to us. Somebody left us messages in this video recording that we made months ago, and it's blowing my mind. Then it actually says help. The next name it gives us is Ian. Okay, so every name that they've said on here is a participant in this murder case. And the last word they leave us with in this section is trees. Does that mean we're going to go find something out there in the tree line, in the bush line, along the edge of the river? I don't know. That's what it makes me think of. There's another section that we have to go through from this second video, okay? We did 2 little spirit box sessions. And I'm telling you guys right now, I'm tired. I'm exhausted. It's draining my energy. I'm so excited, and how do we get this information out here? 250 people are going to watch this video. And this, to me, is the most incredible, mind-blowing stuff. And I am a skeptic. I would have told you guys a month ago, reverse messages? Nonsense. I'd never heard of this. We'd never tried this. We weren't going to do it. And then we saw a video that said, hey, these are all recorded examples in history of messages from the dead. And we did it, and we got amazing responses, and we're doing it again, and we're getting more amazing responses. Guys, I need to get across to you the importance of this. My excitement, undeniably, my mind is blown. Like, this to me is so important. Let's get into the second section and see what they had to say there in reverse. So, then I want to now say to Carol and Jack, what is it you guys feel we need to know? Why is it so important that you keep coming through and telling us how they shot and murdered you when Donald Kelly was, found guilty and did 2 life sentences and died in prison? Who pulled the trigger that night? Was it one person or was it more than one? Did Carol Ann's hair catch on fire when they shot her? Hurtashin Riafno Snack Resnay or Days. No, another room is over. This here no was up. And her just the floor. Ooh. Okay, so let's analyze this second session. First thing it says is they're in. Then it says he's not in here. It's a false lead. Well, there was a whole portion of this case back in the day, guys, where Donald Kelly escaped from prison and went on a 39-day traipse through the woods, leading, I don't know how many investigators and dog teams and everything else after him, and there were false leads. They thought he was out west. He wasn't there. Kind of makes sense. Then the next little section here, we get a message which I hear it say, see, heaven, and Doug. As you guys know, my buddy Doug comes through on all my freaking videos, whether I want him to or not. I think that's what that section is. Nothing to do with the murder case. We move on. Now this is a little confusing to me. The next section says, playing with tree. Again, we get that same word, tree, that we got earlier. I don't know. I get a feeling it has something to do with the murder site. Then we get into the juicy stuff. If you guys remember, I proposed, and we did a whole video on it, and it was in multiple videos. Somebody was deep undercover, and somebody betrayed somebody else. The cops were working with somebody, okay? That was a big part of this case. When those two, Carol and Jack, got murdered on the bridge that night, I believe police knew they were there with somebody, and this is where it all went down, because the police were the ones who found the body. There's no way they found the bodies randomly out in the river, 30 kilometers out of town, without knowing that they were there having a meeting or a deal or something with somebody, and somebody that was there was undercover. And the spirits told us that before. This is where it gets interesting. It says, you're a sellout. How much he faked friends. Okay, so they're kind of verifying this. Then it goes on to say, loved him. Bog, no one sees. They were dumped in the river. No one saw anything, apparently. Liar, liar, liar. Money, breathe, you're fine. Scary stuff if you think about it, guys. Then it says, goes on to say, hurt, load him up, and he was here. Soon, get up, kill him, gun, give. It was also proposed that the gun was given to somebody who hid it. I believe we covered that in the original case. If not, that was something I found out afterwards. I do have the person's name that they think the gun was given to. We can talk about that. I have a source, guys. I have a source that's still alive. He was actually there at the party the night of the murders. And I'm sure he knows what happened. Will he say that now that everybody's dead? I don't know. But I'm not done with this case, guys, and I want to sit down and talk to him, and I think he's done other bad things. I suspect that they know about this case and that we could get answers from them, but we would definitely have to protect their identity to do that, because there are still mafia ties involved in this case, guys, and to this day, there are still people in this town, big names, that still exist. Anyway, the spirits go on to say, wait for it. Then there's a big, huge, long pause, which was in the original video. We all decide, went out. Then it says, Ian framed him. I believe that's what it says. And that's the conclusion we came to after the original 10-part series, that Ian was the murderer. And it says, deal, proud Papa. I know Ian had at least one son. Was he a brand new father when this murder went to trial? Because the trial occurred 6 years after the murders. When was Ian's child born? And did he make a deal to stay out of prison because he was a new father. I don't know, but it could make sense. There is more to this video which we're going to break down, but it's where I'm talking about the stolen loot, the 6,000 quarters and things like that. We will continue on with this reversed messages. In the next video, we will start there and progress to the third in our murder series and reverse those clips as well. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you in the next adventure.